Hello friends, my name is Katie from Eternal Flame, and today I thought I'd share with you how I made these super simple mini folders. They measure 5.5 inches wide by 8 inches tall and feature 2 interior pockets. These only take one sheet of 12-inch by 12-inch piece of cardstock and a few minutes to make. So if you're interested in seeing how to make these, please stick around. So I personally love to use these folders as sticker storage in my bullet journal, as well as my planner system. This year I am using the Hobonichi Cousin, which comes in an A5 size. So basically what we're going to go over are the dimensions on how to make an A5 sized folder. However, once you've learned the basic technique, you can customize it to fit any of your needs. Another one of my planners this year is this mini, a Hobonichi Weeks, which I consider mini comparative to the A5. So after this video, I'm probably going to customize the dimensions to make a folder for this planner. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to set this aside and pull out my scoring board. Today I will be using my We Are Memory Keepers scoreboard. However, you can use any scoreboard that you have on hand. And to quickly just go over the tools that you will need, or what I prefer. I also have my We Are Memory Keepers corner round punch, a bone folder, a ruler, X-Acto knife, pencil, scissors, and glue. All right. So I'm gonna open this up so that I can use the scoreboard. So today I'll be using double-sided cardstock that I picked up from Joann. This is the Cricut Anna Griffin Deluxe Paper Pastel Metal line. I believe on sale this was about $6, and it comes with I think 2 or 3 sheets of these 6 different patterns. And while it is double-sided, the back side of the sheet of cardstock is actually solid, but I still think it adds a nice pop of color and some simplicity to my minimalist approach this year. So very quickly before we truly get started, I'm going to go over some basic dimensions. So this is your 12-inch by 12-inch piece of cardstock. We're going to score along the yellow lines that I've drawn in here and cut along the blue lines. The blue is kind of hard to see, so I will try to go, I guess, carefully and slowly through that with you. So first we're going to score at a 1/2 inch, 6 inches, and then 11.5 inches. And then we're going to turn the folder 90 degrees like this and score at 4 inches. So the reason I selected this piece of paper today, I believe it's so beautiful, it's very simple and vintage looking, was because the direction of this folder will matter if we want the butterflies to not be upside down, which I think is good for this tutorial. So my scoreboard has the scoring tool inside the board, so I'm just going to pull it out. So the top of your folder and your pattern should be aligned with the top of your scoreboard. And we're going to quickly score at a 1/2 inch, 6 inches. And this is complete preference. I like to flip the sheet of paper 180 degrees around. And then instead of scoring at 11.5 inches, I score once again at the 1/2 inch. And I honestly think this is just out of habit because I'm a righty. It's just my comfort level. So now the top of your folder is towards the bottom of your board, and the bottom of your folder is towards the top. So we're going to turn this 90 degrees to the right, and the bottom of your folder should now be aligned with the right side of your scoreboard. And then we're going to score at 4 inches. All right, we are now done with the scoreboard and we can put it away. Just to reorientate ourselves, this is the bottom of the folder and this is the top. now we're going to start cutting, and we're just going to cut some very tiny notches with our scissors. I'm zoomed in here so that you can get a closer look. At the top right and left corners of the folder, we're going to cut at an angle like this. And then when we're done with that, we're going to go to the intersection of the 1/2 inch score line and the 4-inch score line and cut at an angle like this. We're going to take this cut slightly past the 1/2 inch score line right here. And then we're going to do that on both sides. So I'm going to zoom back out. Let's see if we can give you a close-up view of that. Right, top right corner, at an angle right past that 1/2 inch score line. Once again, on the other side, same exact thing. Perfect. All right, so now this is the top, this is the bottom. We're going to cut at an angle this way. Just past that, oops, sorry, that was out of frame. Just past that score line. And then once again here, just past that score line. All right. So now what I like to do, because I have this 12-inch by 12-inch piece of, or I guess cutting board from Cricut, I like to align my piece of cardstock with the edge, center it. And so this you can actually do with scissors. I like to use the X-Acto knife and dimensions so that I get a cleaner cut, but it really is as simple as taking scissors and cutting a little triangle out like this. And really what you're doing is taking a triangle and making, I guess, the portion of the interior folder here that's going to help the folder close flat, lay flat. All right, here we go. So I mark the intersection of the 4-inch line and the center line, the 6-inch line, and then an inch from either side of this 6-inch center line down here. And with those marks, I will be able to now, set aside, cut out that triangle. So I just take my metal ruler. Once again, like I said, you could really just do this with scissors. I just like very straight, clean lines. So I just line it up with that 5-inch mark. All right, don't throw this scrap away. I like to keep all of my paper scraps for later. We're gonna use it for the gluing process. All right, so on both sides, what you're going to do is line your ruler up with that little notch that you made, just past that score line. So just to show you, I'm gonna exaggerate the angle a little bit, but this is your folder. You're going to want to to cut the line at an angle like this. Not quite as much, just past the score line on the bottom is where you want it to sit, and it's going to help it have very clean lines on your folder when you're done. All right. Perfect. And remember to save this scrap. I really hope you guys like this tutorial. This is one of my favorite projects. I love making these mini folders, and the greatest thing about them is that they just take a few minutes. Sorry, one sheet of 12-inch by 12-inch piece of cardstock, and if they get damaged, you can replace it very easily. And they're so much fun to make, and they add such a beautiful pop of color and design to your notebooks, to your planner system. It's totally worth it. All right, we're almost there. So here's your folder, top, bottom. We're gonna flip it over onto the inside and start folding. So I like to use my bone folder to fold the bottom up, flaps up. Of course, honestly, you don't need a bone folder for this. So if you don't have one, don't go out and buy one. Absolutely not needed. I just happen to have one on hand. And then you're also gonna fold in these side flaps too. Just make sure it's folded down pretty well. And then flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. And we are almost there. All right. Can you see the folder? It's almost there. All right, so you're gonna fold these bottom flaps up and then mark where these two flaps meet, right there on the corner on both sides. And then we're going to make our very last cuts. So we're going to go in here and make a little triangle right where you marked that line. Right, you can throw those away. Do that to the other side. All right, now we're ready to glue. This is where these scraps are going to come in handy. I like to place this one up top and then use these pieces to spread the glue. So I'm just going to bend these in half. And take our glue. So I think this is like pH neutral paper glue. I was watching the Posh Paper Lady a few years ago. Oops, look at that. And she was the one that recommended this glue off Amazon. If I can still find it, I will link it in the description down below. But it came in this really large bottle that was very hard to manage. The glue would just like gush out. And I actually found these little mini glue bottles at the Dollar Tree. It's 2 for $1, or I guess now $1.25. But they're so handy because it has a little twisty top to stop the glue from coming out. And it's also just like perfect for your hand. And you can always refill it. So I highly recommend these. Yeah, check it out. And I will see if I can find a link to that as well. So basically you're gonna fold these top two, or glue these top two flaps down first. So I'm gonna go right in here and just put the appropriate amount, not too much, but also not too little, of glue on that flap. And then also over here on this side. I love this glue because it doesn't dry too quickly, doesn't take too long to dry. It's like the perfect amount of time. And it also doesn't warp the paper. So I do love that. So I just take this scrap piece of cardstock and I use it to spread the glue around. And then I just throw it over there while I'm trying to fold this down and just make sure that it sticks. That's really it. And then this side as well. It might be handy to have like a paper towel or tissue nearby to wipe it off if you have too much glue. I think we're okay. And then the next step is to fold and glue these two bottom flaps down. So we're just going to do the same thing, but on the other side of the flap. I'm sorry. Perfect. Just take this other scrap. Use it to spread the glue. These folders, I love them so much because they look so beautiful. Oh, you can actually throw this away now. On my desk, in my purse. I've gifted them before as well. Just such an easy little project and just so much fun to make. I kind of went a little crazy a few months back, and I made probably like 25 of these or so to donate to a teacher who used them for a reading assignment in her 5th grade class. It was my give back to the community type project at the time. Yeah, so you just want to give it a moment to dry. Once it's all dried, we're going to want to break out our corner round punch. I think I'm going to use the 7mm punch on the top 2 corners. But before we do that, we're going to fold everything in half. Okay, so just line it up. And there you have it. There's your folder. How exciting. You're going to want to make sure that this is completely dry before you try to punch the corners, because if not, you're going to feel some resistance. All right. Nice and easy. Perfect. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you decide to make these yourself, I hope you maybe tag me on Instagram at Eternal Flame by Katie. I really appreciate it. I'd love to see how you guys apply this in your planner system, or for sticker storage, cash envelopes, receipts, or in your bullet journal. Just to show you again what it looks like, you go in here. I have one that's already made for my Archer and Olive A5 size bullet journal. And then, like I said, you can always just put it on the outside of your bullet journal as well. I've definitely done this before. Or pair it with your Hobonichi cousin, like I have here. And then you can also customize it. I'm actually waiting for my A6 size Hobonichi to come in, so I'll probably be working on that one next. There you go. These are my sticky club stickers. If you like this tutorial, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video today. And until next time, bye everyone.